Welcome to an episode of Saints and Songs. In this series, we discuss a different saint in each video, telling their story or my experience with them. And then there's a song written by me about that saint or written to that saint, and we play that song. In this particular video, we'll be discussing the following great saint. Saint Jerome Emiliani. This is today's great saint, and today is his feast day, February 8th. He was born in 1481, died in 1537. He's one of the saints who had a great conversion experience. He is a patron saint of orphans, and not as much known that he's one of the patron saints of prostitutes, but he is. And as I have had orphans and prostitutes close to my own heart that I have prayed for a great deal, Saint Jerome Emiliani is dear to me. He actually at one time lay in a dirty dungeon. Only shortly before this, he had been a military commander for Venice. He hadn't cared much about God. He didn't think he needed him. He had his own strength. He had the strength of his soldiers. When Venice's enemies captured the fortress, he was dragged off and imprisoned. It was in prison that he had a great conversion experience. And he decided that as much as he desired freedom from that cell, that he desired freedom from the true chains that bound him, his attachment to worldly things. And he made a decision to let go of all those attachments and embrace God. When he was finally able to escape, he hung his metal chains in a nearby church in gratitude, not only for being freed from physical prison, but for being freed by his internal dungeon as well. A short time later, he returned to his home in Venice, where he studied for the priesthood. The war might have been over, but it was followed by famine and plague after the war, and thousands suffered in his beloved city. Now, Jerome devoted himself to service once again, this time not to the military, but to the poor and suffering around him. He felt a special call to help the orphans who had no one to care for them. All the loved ones who would have protected them and comforted them had been taken by sickness or starvation, and he would become their parent, their family, essentially. Using his own money, he rented a house for orphans, and he fed them, clothed them, and educated them. Part of the education was to give them the first known catechismal training that was done by method of question and answer. He developed that. But his constant devotion to the suffering put him in danger too. And he fell ill from the plague himself. When he recovered, he'd had the ideal excuse to back away, but instead his illness seemed to take the last links of the chains off of his soul. And he once again interpreted his suffering to be a sign of how little the ambitions of the world mattered. He committed his whole life and all he owned to helping others. He founded orphanages in other cities. He founded a hospital, and he founded a shelter for prostitutes. This grew into a congregation of priests and brothers that was named after the place where they had a house. The clerks regular of Somasacha, or of Samatscha. Although they spent time educating other young people, their primary work was always Jerome's first love, helping orphans. His final chains fell away when he again fell ill while taking care of the sick, and he died in 1537 at the age of 56. So he's the patron saint of children, abandoned, and of orphans, and many have become foster parents and prayed to him for guidance. Millions of children need the love and care of a foster family. You can contact your own foster family services agency or Catholic Charities to find out how you can help, and you can do that in honor of Saint Jerome. I have had the joy of fostering kids myself, and it has been one of the most moving and important things in my entire life, and I can assure you that the blessings that you get out of it are absolutely unreal. I've written a song for St. Jerome, as is my custom, and we'll roll with that song now. By the way, I did do something a little differently with this song. The song just kind of worked out that way when I was writing it. It's sort of sung from his perspective. So I'm going to call this song the Song of St. Jerome.
In John's I lay my heart laid bare, a soldier turned servant in God's holy care. From selfish desires my spirit took flight, to nurture the lost, to bring forth the light. Among the shadows orphans weep, desolate wanders, their sorrows run deep. With open arms I shelter the meek, in the heart of my heart their cries I seek. O lover of Jesus, hear our plea. In spiritual warfare we're set free, with hands that serve, in love we unite. For orphans and outcasts we shine through the night. Our guardian of souls, our keeper of dreams, in the eyes of the abandoned your love brightly beams. Gather we now in humble refrain, for each life we touch we honor the slain. For every lost child let our voices rise, in the grace of your mercy they'll never despise. A home for the weary, a balm for their plight. I toil for the broken who wander in night. Prostitutes seeking a chance to be whole, with compassion and courage I offer my soul. O lover of Jesus, hear our plea. In spiritual warfare we're set free, with hands that serve, in love we unite. For orphans and outcasts we shine through the night. From soldier to spirit, my life anew. With each sacrifice I'm drawn closer to you. The battle rages on, but my heart understands. In serving the lost, I fulfill your command.
Thank you for looking at this Saints and Songs video. Please look at the next Saints and Song video. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's close in prayer to the greatest saint ever, whose glory is beyond that of any other mere human or any angel, our Mother, Mary. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.